welcome to Stacking the Shelves for the week preceding June 12th. I did end up getting quite a few books this week. Some of them are for review, some of them I got as library books, and one I got for free. So I'll just start going through them. It ends up being a total of 6 books. All right, the first one I got for review is one I was excited to get for review because I just finished the 11th book in this series and we'll be reviewing it soon. And that is King Bullet by Richard Padrey, and this is the 12th and final book in the Sandman Slim series. It comes out in August, and I got it through NetGalley to review. I just finished book 11, which wasn't as good as book 10, but was still pretty fun to read. These are urban fantasies that are kind of gritty. They take place in Los Angeles and have kind of a noir type style for them, and Sandman Slim, or Stark, is a anti-hero of sorts who is part angel. Yeah, they've been really good. Kadri has a very unique writing style that I enjoy reading occasionally, but not all the time. His books don't tend to have chapters. They kind of just go on from page to page. So anyways, very much looking forward to reading book 12, and I'm hoping that it wraps things up for the series nicely. The second book I got for review was another Catherine M. Valente novel, and that is Comfort Me with Apples. This comes out quite a while from now. October 26th is the release date, and I got this through NetGalley to review as well. This sounds more like a domestic thriller with some possible magical realism. It sounds like it's about a wife who has the perfect husband, but is he? He has some kind of dark stuff going on and weird secrets, and sometimes acts a little bit strange, and she's trying to solve the mystery behind her perfect husband. So it sounded really good. It is shorter. It looked like it might be more of a novella length type of thing. And I really do love Valente's style. She's has very, very gorgeous, beautiful, lush writing style. It is something I don't read a lot because it takes a lot of time to read, but I am very much looking forward to reading this because she is an excellent writer in more of a traditional literature type of sense. All right, the next book I got through Kindle First Reads. If you are an Amazon Prime member, you do get the option to choose a pre-release book, one pre-release book a month. And I don't know, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. The one that I thought looked interesting for this month is Song of the Forever Rains by E.J. Mello. This is the first book in a series, and it is a fantasy, and I can't really remember a lot more about it than that. I know it sounded kind of interesting. It's kind of about a kingdom run by thieves, and it sounded very much more in the traditional fantasy, epic fantasy type of vein. So I like the cover for this too. That's pretty cool looking. All right, now to get to ones that I borrowed. The first one I borrowed, and I'll put a picture over here, is Ravage the Dark, which is the second book in the Scavenge the Stars series, and I am cheating by looking at my computer. This is by Tara Sim, and this is a fantasy novel. I remember I really liked Scavenge the Stars, but I'm going to have to go back and read what it was about. So I did put Ravage the Dark on my wish list at the library, both for an ebook and for audiobook, and I got access to the audiobook this week, so that will be the next audiobook I listen to. And then the other one I got as an ebook from the library is The Chosen and the Beautiful by Ning Vo, and this is a retelling of The Great Gatsby, and this is what it's called, right? I read The Great Gatsby a really long time ago, and I know this may be sacrilegious, but I didn't think it was that interesting or exciting. I know there's supposed to be a lot of underlying context to it, and I just thought it was kind of underwhelming. I am about 70% through The Chosen and the Beautiful, and it's beautifully written, but it's a very wandering story. So I'm having a little bit of trouble. I can sit down and read a chapter, and the chapters are, because I'm reading the Kindle, I know how long it takes me to take, and they're usually about 16 minutes a chapter. I can read a chapter, but then by the end, I'm like, all right, I'm ready to do something else. So it's taking me kind of a long time to read this one. It's not that it's bad, it just kind of wanders, and it goes back in time and forward in time, and they don't specify, Vo doesn't specify what time the chapter's in. You kind of have to figure it out. And while it is beautifully written, it's not my favorite book by her so far. I liked her novellas in the Singing Hill cycle better, but we'll see. I still have 30% of the book to read. I actually considered just stopping reading it because I am having such a hard time. But I really do like her as an author, so I am going to try to make an effort to finish the last 30% of that book. And then the other one I borrowed through Kindle Unlimited, and that is the most recent Guild Codex series. I'm very excited that this released because there has been kind of a lull in the Guild Codex world right now while Lynette Marie is working on the Crystal Druid series. So this is the second book in the Guild Codex Warped, and Annette Marie is co-writing it with Rob Jacobson, and this is Hellbound Guilds and Other Misdirections. So I am a big fan of Annette Marie as an urban fantasy author. I didn't love the first book in this Warped sub-series as much. It has quite a bit of a different tone to it, and that's probably because of the co-author. But I do find the characters interesting, so I did want to continue with the series. I'm pretty invested in the Guild Codex world at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and read all the books in it. They're usually pretty quick and pretty fun. So yeah, I was excited that released. There's actually been a ton of books in series that I'm reading that are releasing right now because like Grace and Glory came out in the Harbinger series, so I got that last week, I think, and there's just a lot of them. I was looking, there's like 5 or 6 books that came out just this week that are in series I am reading, so I'm going to be a little overwhelmed with having too much reading material for a month or 2 here probably. Anyways, so those are the 6 books that I got this week, and I don't know what to say. Minnesota continues to be super hot. It was 100 at one point yesterday, which we're not really loving for June. It looks like it might get down into the upper 80s next week, but it's supposed to continue to be very warm here, which nobody likes. My son has 2 more days left. Well, today's his last day of school. I'm recording this on Thursday, and he's looking forward to that, of course. That will be his last day of middle school, and then he'll be going into high school, which he's very excited about. He also told us that half the air conditioning units went out in their school, so they like have air conditioning units on the one far side of the school and the other. And so I guess he's in a design and manufacturing class, which is kind of like an advanced industrial tech type of class, and there was 110 in the classroom. So it's been very warm, and he's really looking forward. And this will be the first summer where he's not really, last summer he went to a sport camp for part of the summer, and then we pulled him because they were being pretty careless about having the kids interact and the staff wearing masks and stuff like that. And this will be the first summer he doesn't really have anything planned. He has a couple week-long camps that he's going to go to. We've talked to him that maybe he should look into getting a job reffing hockey because he does have his referee certification for that, and that would be a good way to make some money. They do let 14, 15-year-olds go in and ref and pay them fairly well for that. But I don't know. We'll see if we can talk him into that. That and like some of his friends bike over sometimes, and like he knows how to bike over there now, so he might just be going back and forth between friends' house. They live a few miles away, but they're definitely within biking distance. So that'll be interesting. I hope he doesn't drive us crazy because we're finally getting used to having him not be at home all the time again. So we'll see how it goes. Other than that, things are going pretty good. We're finally getting out and doing a little bit more stuff. We did that camping trip last weekend, and it was hot, but it was nice. We rented a pontoon and went out to Voyageurs National Park and went and saw all the historic sites. And I won't say they were super exciting, but being on a boat that was moving fast was probably the coolest way to spend the day if you weren't submerged in water. So, and we had some trouble with our camper just keeping up with the heat, because especially inside the camper, it's like a hot tin can. And the AC in the camper was having trouble keeping it below like 80, 85 by the end of the day, because it's so hot. But it was nice to get out and do that. And we do have some more friends coming over this weekend to do a game day on Saturday. And then we're going to have one of our Dungeons and Dragons group again on Sunday. So very much looking forward to things being a little bit more normal. We did go down to the Mall of America and do Pokemon Go raid night last night, which was very nice. We had dinner and did all of that. My son has had his second shot now, so he is pretty much fully vaccinated. I know they say 2 weeks out from your second shot, and it was about a week and a half out. So we went ahead and we did that, and yeah, I don't know, it all went pretty well. Very much looking forward and hoping that it stays this way. There's a little bit of concern that we'll end up like back in lockdown because of the new variants and people not getting vaccinated fast enough. But the mask restrictions have been dropped at my work, and we're pretty much not wearing masks anymore, except for my son's wearing one to school because that's still required. But very nice. It feels weird and a little bit more normal. And there are still times where I feel like a fugitive when I'm walking through work, like I need to hide or something because, you know, I'm not wearing my mask. But most of the people in my area at work are adopting not wearing a mask now. There are some people with younger kids who are still wearing a mask, and I do not blame them at all. I know we were still wearing a mask pretty religiously until my son was fully vaccinated. So anyways, I hope you guys had a great week, and that you got some great books, and that you have a great week of reading ahead of you. I will talk to you on Wednesday. And I think I already pre-scheduled. I'm getting a little confused about my schedule of videos, and I could look it up, but I think it's the best of Alice in Wonderland retellings coming up on this coming Wednesday. I believe my Best of May books was last Wednesday, so I do get a little bit confused when we go on vacation because I pre-record a whole bunch of videos. But I hope you enjoy that video, and I will talk to you on Wednesday. Bye.